This is what this area looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. What's holding up the progress? All right, everybody, today we're going to take a look at this area, which has not been touched in quite some time. This area is southeast of Coleman. We're going to take a look at the Rehab Center, or Rehab Hospital, coming off of Megason and Warm Springs. And we're going to take a look at the Cove later on, all in the villages. So first off, we're going to start in this area that has not been touched for a long time. I covered this area a long time ago. This is just southwest of the Hammock at Fenney, and it is right across the street from the industrial park, actually, right across 301 from the industrial park. And it is south of the city, the actual, or town, I guess you would call it, of Coleman. Coleman, if you haven't been through there, is more like a traffic light, I guess I would say. It's where 301 kind of comes past Fenney, goes west, and then cuts sharp south toward the new areas like Megason, or not Megason, Middleton and those areas. And this is on the east side of 301, this whole area here. So this is a villages area. This is an area that they got from, it was like a Jeep ranch. They used to do events out here. It was all country. They had a bunch of courses out here. There was a lot of events that they used to do for Jeeps and things like that. I did a few food truck events out here, actually. It was pretty unorganized, to say the least, when it was the Jeep Ranch with everything that they had going on. But I haven't seen a lot of activity over here or anything like that. They are moving dirt in and out of certain areas. Like you can see, there's some marshes in here as well, as we'll see coming up. And you saw the power line poles and things of that nature. But not a lot going on. I'm interested to know if the developer plans on purchasing more property, and that's why they haven't started. Have they not started because the 301 bypass has not been put in yet? Possibly they're waiting on that. More connectivity to the Hammock at Fenney, because this area is out on its own. I have a feeling they expected to work on this much sooner than they did, but as you can tell, that is not the case. And you can see Hammock at Fenney up there in the top right of your screen, and this is one of those nature preserves that I would assume they're going to put in when they do actually finish this area. You can see the egrets hanging out, and pretty swampy in this area, just this specific area. However, like I was talking about, southwest of Hammock at Fenney, and I don't think there's any connectivity or direct connectivity, and that is probably why they are putting this off. You can see the lots are all laid out, and the areas it has all the roads and things like that, just nothing completed yet. So I found that interesting, and thought maybe you might too. Hopefully you do. But we are going to get into the Cove here coming up. And there's just a lot more activity over on that eastern side of the villages, like south of Sawgrass Grove, over in Shady Brook, and northeast of Middleton, and those areas. The Cove is actually up by Dabney and Lake Denim. And you can see it right here with a bunch of designer homes. It's a small area, and I believe that's Lake Denim there in the background. And you can see all the homes coming in. The construction is well underway, but is not totally complete. This area is right off of Dabney. So Lake Denim is a pretty sizable lake. It's 254 acres. It's a private lake, and it is in Lake County off of Leesburg. They said it's within the Withlacoochee River watershed, Ocklawaha River watershed. So that's kind of interesting. It looks like it has a river that kind of runs into Ocklawaha. So that's pretty interesting as well. And it runs, this is a pretty huge lake. It runs all the way along the side of Denim, or Lake Denim and Dabney, and kind of goes down as well into the other areas. So you can see these houses and a lot of construction going in over here. I've had quite a few requests to fly over here in this area. And so I wanted to make sure I got out here for you guys. This area is really big. It's kind of away from everything, though. I know I got beat up a little bit last time. I kind of talked about this, but Lake Denim, Dabney, these areas are kind of far away from everything. And I know everything's not super far distance drive or whatnot, but in terms of amenities, those type of things, there is Okahumpka, there's Publix close to this area, but it's not golf cart accessible. You have to go up 470 to it. Yalaha, even Leesburg is fairly close on the bigger scale. You do have pretty good access to the turnpike and things like that, but in terms of like squares, I think Sawgrass Grove is the closest thing to you, and that's probably the best you're going to get, or the closest thing you're going to get in terms of villages, amenities. And they do have some golf courses in Newell as well. So you got that executive course. And so here is Dabney, and this is what the Cove is right off of. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. You can see 470 in the distance there. So this is that rehab center. Last but not least, this is Encompass Health Corp has announced plans, and this is a 50-bed inpatient rehabilitation hospital. This is on the corner of Magason Road and Warm Springs Avenue intersection, and complementing local acute care services. The future hospital will serve patients recovering from debilitating illnesses and injuries, and this is all according to Villages News. The future hospital will serve patients recovering from strokes, other neurological disorders, brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, amputations, and complex orthopedic conditions. In addition to 24-hour nursing care, the hospital is going to offer physical, occupational, and speech therapies to restore functional ability and quality of life. So, this is fantastic. It gives you 50 beds, rehabilitation. I know my grandmother was 95, and there was just not a lot of places for her to go or choose from coming out of the when she would go in for the doctor for something. And hopefully this place won't be like the other ones in certain areas where the care is actually pretty decent. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. If you watch this far, please hit that like button. Give me a subscribe. It means the world to me. And as always, I will see you in the next one.